Hey guys, it's Doug. Okay, I'm here at 912 Wisteria. This is the first one on your list in Richardson, and we are going to take a look. First thing I noticed, the curb appeal, it's really cute. Grass is really well kept, so that's a good sign. This is St. Augustine grass, and it's actually in really great shape. The neighborhood itself, quiet, I like it. These houses are on wider lots. You see the gaps between the houses are pretty big relative to the size of the houses, I suppose. Everyone here is a single story. I do like how they have xeriscaping landscape out front. That's pretty cool. Big old tree. Yeah, well manicured from the front. And I know that this gardening stuff is not easy to maintain, so I do appreciate this. I do notice new windows, low E. You can kind of tell that they're low E because they have this this bluish greenish tint. That's a dead giveaway that they're new windows, which is a good thing. Inspecting the driveway, this really tells you a lot about the soil movement around the house. You can see that there's a big crack here, and there's some cracks over here that they patched over time. If you can see, this is a concrete patch that they put over it. This isn't terrible for Richardson, and for this particular area, this is very common. So I don't really have any complaints here. The grading and the water drainage is a big deal, because if you have a slope that goes in towards the house, that's what causes foundation problems, and that's what actually causes this right here to sink. Because if you see, this is like about an inch higher than this piece of concrete right here, and that's because this area right here is a little bit lower than this area right here. So when it rains and water dumps here, it has nowhere to go, and it'll just permeate into the soil, and it'll cause the soil to heave, and that's why you get these chunks of concrete that just sinks in. That's kind of the general idea. Okay, so coming into the house, first thing I noticed, they have vaulted ceilings. It smells kind of like weed. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but it's a little dark. Yeah, definitely smells kind of like weed. Not that I would know, I don't know. Painted brick. It's an interesting fireplace setup. This is, what is this, stone, granite, quartz? I've never seen something like that before. This is a very unique design. Newer windows here, but these aren't low E windows because they're not greenish bluish. They're just straight see-through. Okay, I would describe this living area as small. It's not very deep, and it's not very wide. It's pretty functional. You have a very small area for your dining table, breakfast table per se, but if you can see here, it's pretty cramped, and that's not a very big space to begin with. That being said, this is very awkward, and I can see, this is all staging, by the way, so this isn't real furniture. This is all make-believe furniture. But why would you put 2 chairs and a table there, and then you have another living area right here? So that's not very functional, but I wouldn't know what you would do with this area if you didn't do this. Kind of awkward, not gonna lie. Okay. They do have the Lutron light switches throughout, so this is really cool. You got the whole, you can kind of see it dims down and dims up whenever it turns off. So small and cute touch, but sometimes that gets annoying because sometimes I just need to see immediately. I don't want to do the whole fade in, fade out animation deal. This fridge, I'm assuming stays because there's nothing in it. No one lives here. This is all stage furniture. You have a nice utility sink, 36 inches, single basin. Pretty nice, but it's used. Oh look, there's a spider. Backsplash is kind of dated, and it's a little dirty. You can see here in these outlet covers, they really give you a real indication of, you know, like the level of maintenance of the house. Not a lot of cabinet space. This is all you get. And these are tiny cabinets. These are, I mean, like the size of my elbow to my fingertips. 30 inches maybe, not even, like 27 inches. And that's all you get. You get this one, and that one. And this one's not even a full cabinet. And the lower cabinet situation is the same. Although these do pull out, so that's nice. But also you lose a lot of storage space here and vertically as well. Same situation on the other side. This is pull out trash, so you lose one cabinet space to your trash. Not ideal. You do have an electric cooktop and an electric oven range, I meant, but I don't think this is induction, so this is just a typical conventional cooktop. Not as cool. I'm a big fan of induction. Once you go induction, you can't go back. Vent hood, it is what it is. Well, there's maybe someone does live here, I'm not sure. Okay, mechanical closet. This thing is ancient. This is the furnace, and I'm assuming this would be the air conditioner portion of it. Typically, an AC unit is two pieces of hardware smushed together. This is the intake plenum. It's pretty old, and there's a bunch of mastic everywhere. These lines look ancient, and if you look on the top of the unit, sometimes you can see rat droppings and stuff, but I don't see that here. It's just kind of crusty and old. Hot water heater. It looks like it's been replaced. Typically they tell you on the sticker right here, but you have to kind of hunt for it. But yeah, 2017, so about a decade old. I would say if it's been well maintained, this is well within its life cycle. But if it hasn't been maintained, as in being flushed every couple of years to make sure all the mineral deposits gets circulated out of the system so it doesn't rust out the tank, then it may be on its last legs. There's really no way to tell. The easiest way to tell is whenever it gives out on you and it floods your house. I can tell you though, this thing wasn't installed properly. There's no sediment trap, so it's just straight raw gas through the lines to the unit. There should be like a little, it's called a sediment trap, and it traps and it kind of filters out the particulates coming in through the raw gas line. That also helps extend the longevity of the appliance as well. This right here is a leak stop. It has a wire, it goes to a sensor. The sensor sits, well, it's supposed, okay, they don't even have it set up. So this right here is supposed to sit in here so that if this thing ever leaks out, this thing gets wet, sends a signal up to this thing, which sends a signal to this valve actuator here, which automatically shuts off the cold water supply line so that it doesn't continue to feed this thing with water and flood your house. So it's good that they have a flood stop there, because if they didn't, there's really nowhere for the water to go but onto these floors, and that's a big old insurance claim. You don't want that. Anyways, got too deep into the weeds there, but I just wanted you to get an idea of that. This is the pantry closet. Another pantry closet. Not a lot of space. Not too thrilled about that. I would overall rate this kitchen 6 out of 10. Biggest dings being that there's no storage space whatsoever. And also the countertops are ugly in my opinion. This is so 2010. Well, anyway, coming down the hall, immediately to the right, man, more of these Lutron things. Like, it's cool if you see like the but then, God, sometimes it's annoying. You just like turn it on, turn it off. Make up your mind. You have a Sonos speaker with a wall plate here. That's cool. I don't know if that stays with the house or not. Aftermarket vanities. You buy these at Home Depot. They're pretty cheap. This is cheap, and this is really small. Look at this right here. Like, I can barely put my hand in here. Shower. They did redo the shower. Are these, what brand did it use? It doesn't say. The quality of this seems okay. I don't really, it looks like it might have been recently grouted. Is that why there's this haze on it? But this doesn't look like it's new tile because it's worn. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay, it's not really that great of a tile job. Look at this. Big old gap between the tile and the tub because this tub doesn't sit, well, can you see this right here? It's smaller, the gap is smaller on this end than it is on this end because the house isn't square, so that whenever you line up the tub, the tub sinks over here, but it's higher over here. And that was their solution, was just to cover up the discrepancy with a bunch of grouting and silicone. Okay, I would rate this shower job 5 out of 10. I've seen worse, but it's not the worst. Yeah, everything else, it's whatever. Okay, this hall is really, really short, or what's the word, low. I can touch it. I don't like that. It's very claustrophobic. Lutron switches. Well, this one doesn't have a light. It's just a fan. So I guess you just have to go into this room during the daytime. You have sliding closets. Not really that much space. This room is, it'll fit a full-size bed. I don't think it'll fit a queen size comfortably. And yeah, it's just small. Nothing really to report here. Not very eventful. It's just a small bedroom. Linen closet in the hall, and then another linen closet. These doors stick, which is a sign of possible foundation movement. Not terribly uncommon in this area. Actually, very common in this area, like this part of Richardson, to be exact. Motion detected lights. You have an electric 3-prong dryer plug. This area feels really cramped, especially with these accordion doors. Like sliding in, like if you see here where I'm standing, I don't even know if you can fit a washing machine through here. And then you have to like really kind of finagle it in here. I can see this being an issue already. It's very claustrophobic. This hall is very claustrophobic. Okay, bedroom number 2 is a lot bigger. Queen bed easily, double windows. And it has recessed LED lights, 1, 2, 3, 4. So why did this one get this special treatment and the other one doesn't get any lights? But this one gets 4. And walk-in closets. Oh, it's motion activated. It's a very respectable sized walk-in closet. No issues there. Okay. Other side is the master bedroom. This looks like a queen bed, maybe a full size. So that kind of gives you an idea of the space. Big old flat screen TV. I wonder if that stays. Walk-in closets, also with motion detected lights. And it has a little shoe pedestal. It smells moldy in here, mildewy, damp. It smells damp in here. And then that's the access to your attic, which I don't think, this attic is not going to be something that you can stand up inside. You're going to have to crawl around. Very typical for these homes. They have really low roof pitches. Whoa, that's green. And doing any type of attic work whatsoever